or to the cloud. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share. So you guys want to know this is built in OpenAI's GPT-5, and everybody has to have the GPT-5 to $20 a month subscription. So for anybody that needs like to start like at step 2, which is after, because step 1 is basically getting the GPT subscription with OpenAI, and then step 2 is obviously using the bit.ly bit.ly link that is us. Basically, you get that from me. It's in a PDF. We do not have a website. We're not using the website. We're actually using it because it basically is everybody uses it inside GPT-5. So it acts as your CRM, all your storage and everything. You do want to have if you have Dropbox, use Dropbox because it's free. So you can just tell it you have your Dropbox. You can put your Dropbox link. It'll walk you through it to tell you want to connect your Dropbox. It becomes manual, like a manual place, like a vault to store all your documents and everything. You do PDFs and Word in it, so you can store it. It's safe and secure. It's outside of the GPT-5 and OpenAI. But if you really want to, if you guys really see, it's going to be a little bit slow starting. But so Airtable, and I'll talk about Airtable later on. I've talked about it a few times. If anybody has questions, Airtable.com has a free version. And most people in our group outside, I think Willie just signed on. Outside of Willie, if maybe 5 or 6 other people that are doing a ton of deals. I know Willie's tested. Willie put in 50 deals in the overnight deal engine, and it went through awesome. Outside of that, nobody really should need the paid version, at least for a while, and it's not that expensive. So if you want to really automate it, there's another way to do it. Google Forms, Google Sheets. I'm kind of using that with ClearPath just as a backup, because we're going to have for having a system with 3 or 4 people getting the leads from there. But going back to RCIC, like I said, just we're going to start tonight. Really, I'm going to kind of read this, kind of some of it, and I know it sucks when I read it, but so tonight we're it's the whole thing we came up with is it's like 2.0 is like command and control. It's visibility, velocity, and victory. So we're talking about Cockpit. So you want to think about it as, you guys see like PropStream and all these other companies that have these like really fancy like dashboards, kind of, you can see all your metrics and all that stuff. So the Cockpit in RCIC is a lot more simple, and you can have it as simple as you want, where it just has a few of your tools. There's tools like there's 699 each. Think of each of the tools as a prompt. So there are 14 core tools. The Market Scout, the Recon Agent, ARV Agent, those kind of agents and tools are all in there. And so you want to think about your Cockpit can have as few as 4 tools. And it's just like having boxes. So it kind of looks like when I posted that earlier, that looks like a mission control, or maybe it looks like the Dragon, the SpaceX Dragon spaceship. It's got a touch screen where you guys remember the space shuttle. If you ever saw pictures of the cockpit, it's like a 747 cockpit. There's all kinds of dial switches, gauges, pedals, all that stuff. So it's very user friendly, and it can be as minimal as busy as you want. So you have 4 tools. Those are the 4 tools that most people are going to want: Market Scout, Recon Agent. Recon Agent does all your skip tracing and all that stuff. So, so like I said, going back real quick to a real quick review, because I do want to talk about cockpits and vaults. And like so, Willie and Cindy, I know you guys asked about the vault. So now I've got it so where people will be able to actually get their cockpit and their vault set up at the same time. So you've already embedded. You basically use the bit.ly link. You've embedded. You go in and build your buy box. You want to be as detailed as possible. If you're doing flips, if you're doing rental properties, whatever you're doing, be it, put in what kind of purchase price you like, put in your range. Be as specific as you want. Nobody can see your data. It's 100% secure. No daisy chains. Nobody can steal anything. I can't even see what you guys do. The only people that I can see are the people in my work group, in my workspace, which are actually, and everybody's in ClearPath, because I set it up on that info one, and not like Michael or Lisa or I set it up on the info one, so everybody there can use the company, like the account for there. And then Jesse has, I sent his, so he's got access to it as well. Those are the only ones that I can see. Otherwise, I cannot see anybody's workflow, anybody's data flow. If we do it one-on-one, I'm looking at my screen, you're looking at yours on your deal, and then I can basically just help do the bigger picture, like, hey, take a screenshot of what's wrong, send it to me, and I can troubleshoot it. I can do that without, doing a one-on-one, but that's kind of how that works. So like I said, I cannot see anything you do, any of your workflow, any of your deals, which is good. Nobody can. So when you go in your buy boxes after that, establish your markets. And I'm doing this really quick because I want to get to vaults and cockpit and capital passport, because those are what everybody's kind of right about what everybody left off at in the last couple of weeks. So after you do your, like I said, your markets, that's where you put in, hey, I want 80439, that's Evergreen, Colorado. I want 80401, that's Golden, Colorado. Make sure the state, I mean the county and the zip code are the two essential. They are essential, absolutely essential. You don't need to worry about the city or the state, the county and the zip code. Why? Because the markets, when it goes through, it's actually going to pull the data from Jefferson County, Colorado, or the city and county of Denver, Colorado, or Smith County in Tyler, Texas. It's going to go right to the counties to pull that data, those property records, and it'll go right to the probate court. In Colorado, it goes to the Colorado Judicial Branch, so it can pull up all the probate courts in Colorado at one time. Every morning, I receive an inbox, an email, and I have those properties. Literally, I got a foreclosure in Lakewood, Colorado, on a condo over in Union Boulevard, which is in west side of Lakewood. And I got a condo there on the 11th. It was filed, the foreclosure paperwork. The auction is actually in January, and I got the paperwork. I got the skip trace. I got the whole file, access to it, all the information on it on the 11th. So I already have a 3 or 4 month head start on anybody. Basically, I know about it probably just after the people, the homeowners that haven't been foreclosed on know about it. So that's how fast we can advance. Anybody that's in our organization can get leads on properties, and it does like pre-foreclosures, foreclosures, probates, everything. There's seven different things it goes and pulls, and it can pull all the data. It'll pull all the data. I mean that you need. It's going to pull up the arrears. It's going to show the original mortgage. You can pull up everything through Recon Agent. Then it can do comps in that neighborhood, and you can set the comps for the distance you want. If you want a mile, if you want it within 3 miles. You can adjust that, expand and contract anytime you want, including the asset class. So if you're looking at different zip codes or different neighborhoods, you can get down to the neighborhood. We got down to a neighborhood in Fort Worth on a house where it actually told us it was a DR Horton build. And that house had been built between 2020 and 2024. And it was built, and it looked at the pictures of the house, and it was able to match it to one of the models in that community. And that was how we dialed in. I dialed in without having that information. I didn't know. I knew Fort Worth. I kind of knew the side of Fort Worth. It zeroed down in less than 5 minutes. It knew exactly what neighborhood. And then because of the construction and because of the model, it was able to go to the DR Horton catalog for that neighborhood and find the house. So that's how good the skip tracing is in RCIC using AI. And the numbers are accurate. I put a lot of time in inputting all the calculations for cap rate, IRR, everything's in there. You don't have to worry about spreadsheets. You go in there, it's going to make your spreadsheets, and you're going to be able to save it in PDF, Word, Excel. So you get through your markets, and then you're going to roll in toolboxes. There are the 14 core tools. So real quick, I'm going to ask, there are 14 core tools, and everybody will have access to those. Everybody has those. You can build as many toolboxes as you want. So, but you have to separate them. Like if you're wholesaling, have a wholesaling toolbox. There are 699 tools. So when you go through and say, I'm a wholesaler, I like to build a toolbox for wholesaling, or I like to be borrowing for lending. If you're doing gator lending, get a toolbox for that. It'll get all the analysis tools, all the tools you need to do that. If you're doing 3 or 4 different things, have 3 or 4 different toolboxes. It's just a way to save your tools. So you don't have to keep going back and pulling the dual. It's just kind of like being able to multitask a lot quicker. Let's see if I can list it. So after you get your toolboxes, that's when you're going to want to go deploy agents. Like I said, I'm trying to get to cockpits, and we're going to spend more time on cockpits and vaults and capital passport. But the 14 core tools are like I said, there's some good ones out there. Daisy chain detector and things like that. It's a little bit slow tonight. So sometimes, just to give you guys a quirk, sometimes this is a pretty busy chat. If you see over here on my left where it says activate R6 steps, when I come over here and if you're using this chat a lot, it'll start even slowing down a little bit. So sometimes you want to get a fresh chat. But here you guys go. Here's the 14 core tools. Now you can change them if you're doing something, if you want to add and make your own, like add a couple of tools. But here, I'll just go over a couple of these, then I'll talk about agents, and then we're going to spend the rest of the time on the vaults and the cockpits. So you got Buy Box Builder. It's defining your acquisition parameters, asset type, price range, location, yield, condition, what your exit strategy is. So know your target before you launch. Then you get into market mapper. There's also market scout, which is an agent, but you can call it market mapper. Identify high performance markets and micro markets using predictive signals. So your data driven visibility into where capital performs best. And I have a list of 50 top markets we developed, and there's over 6,500 zip codes in there. And it's going to populate this by the end of the year. All those will be populated. Not saying that if you're outside those markets and you want to put it in, you're basically building your own. The reason I'm doing is I'm priming the market ahead of everybody. So at least it starts pulling data from at least those 6,500. But you don't want to put that many in. I started with 3 zip codes in June, and now I'm up to where I can just start pumping in, market these 50 markets. So it's really, like I said, just to prime it, so it makes it easier for you guys. Keep in mind, from the time you finish step 9, and the 10th step is really a 30-day plan. So there's a step 10. It takes about 30 days of doing some sessions for it to become predictive for you, where it basically is out there knowing everything about your business, thinking like you, thinking faster than you, and it's basically putting all your, you can literally run the overnight deal engine and put all the deals together for you while you sleep. You just press a button at the end of the night after all your deals are in, wake up the next morning, they're all analyzed, all the offers are prepared. You can the red flags are there, so you can go check them off. You do have to check them off manually, but if they're all yellows and greens, it's just like a stop sign. There's red, yellow, and green. If you got all greens, you're all good. Then you can go to lender matching. Lender matching is part of Capital Passport. We'll talk about that later. But it basically will give a fit score from 0 to 100. There's a lot of features. It'll pull out of those 5,000 lenders. It'll match up to exactly what lenders can do the deal. You can't pull like a whole database up. So you can't go, hey, can I have all the lenders? It won't do that. What it'll do is go through the lenders, it'll match. I've manually put in, we had databases of about 12,000 lender contacts and family houses, hedge funds, things like that. We put them all in there. But I also manually put in about 500 just hitting those websites. I just went right down the NPLA and AAPL, National Private Lenders Association, American Association of Private Lenders, Scotsman Guide. I just went down and hit the website after website. And it took me I did about an hour a day for about 3 weeks to get a lot of the websites in there. So it'll go through those websites and it'll start pulling all their information and start putting deals together. It will not send them out for you, but you can save them all to a PDF or Word, and it'll give you all the contact. It'll give you the firm, the person at the firm, their website, their email, their phone number, their address. It'll give you the terms that lender it likes, and then it'll match it up to yours. So you can kind of go in there and you have a deal ready to go to both the seller and the lender. So that's incredible. That way you're on the same page with them if they accept it. So it does all the paperwork for you. It does 90% of the work for you in all of your real estate investing business, but it can't send anything out for you. They'll never let it happen that way. Then you got Deal Analyzer. So your Deal Analyzer is your automated deal math, ARV, repair costs, ROI, cash on cash, breakdown timelines, instant clarity, deal strength. Then you go to the FitScore engine, proprietary lender matching algorithm. It aligns the right capital source to the right deal every time. You get into Capital Passport, which we'll talk about in the vault. Operators verified identity inside R6 Capital Network. Your access to private lenders through secure FitScore matching. So if you get something to 90%, you feel 90% that deal is going to go through. If it's 97, you really feel good. If it's in the 80s, it's still going to probably go through. You're going to have to massage and work on it. If you're in the 70s, that deal slipping. If you're in the 60s, don't do it. The Capital Passport. Then you got the vault, your permanent encrypted data repository. So think about this. This is actually all encrypted. You don't see the encryption though, but it is actually encrypted. Nobody can go, and that's why nobody can go in and see it. Nobody can see anything you're doing, so it's 100% safe. But like Jesse, you were just saying earlier, it is a rabbit hole. I told people that you can go down, and Fully probably knows that by now. It does become a rabbit hole. You can spend a lot of time going down things, and sometimes they'll ask you things to do. So you kind of, if you start getting redundant, like sometimes when I'm pulling up marketing stuff, it'll say, "Do you want this? Would you like this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I told you I wanted that like 5 minutes ago." I mean, so it will get like that sometimes. You just got to kind of cut it off. Remember, it's a machine. It's not going to get angry at you. You can play chess with it. It doesn't know what chess is. It doesn't know what time of day it is. It actually thinks it's Wednesday. it was like tomorrow's the Zoom, right? It's like, no, it's today. So just keep in mind, the typos, I try to fix them when I'm on the sessions just to show people, but I put some bad typos in before just typing in the prompt box down here, and it does it. If it needs any help, sometimes it'll suggest like, hey, you might want to try this, or this will work better. Sometimes you'll feel like it puts something in a box that you copy and paste, like code or whatever. And that's what I was working on the ClearPath today. Cindy was doing the code from here into the builder and all that stuff. So sometimes it'll have a box and you feel like it's like I'm copying and pasting into your own system. Like it'll be a box here, where my arrow is, my cursor is, and then I'll go put it here where it says ask anything, and I'll enter it there. And I'm like, that's kind of redundancy, but it's not in the system until you put it in the system. Just keep that in mind. It's kind of, but just get used to that. Then you got your agent deploy. You can assign, manage your agents, your acquisition partners by market and deal flow, expand capacity while maintaining full control. So all your agents are here, are going to be, you got your add photos and files, you got your connectors, you got if you press D for research and deploy your agent, we'll talk about agents. And I do have a guide that's in PDF agents that you want to deploy market scout, recon agent, things like that. You can also create an image. You can also deploy them. You can deploy them. They ask anything in this plus as well, but they're stronger. You get 40 a month on your plan. I haven't even seen yet when I get on the new plan, on the business plan. I'm sure we get a lot more, but you get 40. And so use those to go out there and, like I said, set up getting your inbox set up. If you're in Dallas, set up, what zip codes in Dallas you like, put the county in if you're in Tarrant, or where you're at. And if you put in those that county and those zip codes and so you get those leads. You'll get them. Nobody in PropStream and Deal Machine and Goliath and all them industrialists will even see them before you've already probably got the deal in the works. It's awesome. Pipeline, you got the Toolbox Hub. So keep in mind, you got your agent, then you got Toolbox, Central Library, role-based tools. They're all role-based, wholesaler kit. You got your rehab estimator. If you're interested in RV parks, and RV parks are separate from mobile home parks in here, as well as glamping. Customized expansion built on a standard core. You can expand at any time. If you want to do RV parks, but you're doing flips, you don't have to go and find another guru or a system. You can actually ask the Learning Center for information on how to do a RV park, how to manage one, how to acquire one, how to analyze one, and then it has everything ready to do that. So you don't have to go around and bump it. You can expand and contract anytime. If you start getting overwhelmed with leads, you can cut back on just cutting back zip codes. You don't have to wait to tell somebody at a vendor, a prop tech vendor, because it might affect your subscription price. Here, everybody's on that's on now, but anybody that's new that comes on should be told, they own it. This is theirs. Like I said, even the issue the last week when they're rebuilding some of my hours, my chat. I have all the PDFs and stuff, so I've been able to re-enter all the stuff that was in there before the 11th, but nobody missed a beat. I haven't heard anybody say, hey, they can't access, or there's still the same questions, vaults and stuff. We'll get to the vault and the cockpit tonight, and then Capital Passport. But when I upgraded, like I said, I lost some of my personal workspace because down here it's changed. I'm on the business plan now, which is a lot. And so so to accommodate Jesse as well as Michael, Lisa, and Cindy and ClearPath. So we have everybody on the business plan, because you have to have a minimum of 2 people to do the business plan. The business plan is $60 a month. It's a minimum of 2 people, and you have to, you get a lot more security. Like down here, it says here that you can. I know you probably can't read. Obviously, it says where ChatGPT makes mistakes. OpenAI doesn't use Nate Marshall's workspace data to train its models. So unlike the personal model where it can train everybody, it can't train on what we're doing. Now, all of your combined work, so if Jesse's on it, Lori's on it, Sean's on it, Jerry, you get it, you're on it, Cindy, you guys are on it, you're all working on it at the same time. Nobody can see each other's deals, but all your deals are actually making it better for everyone because it's getting a lot more accurate, more faster, and the data is being built. The history, the memory is being built. So across the board, it helps everybody. There's more information that gets fed into it. And it stays within an RCIC. There's a, for those that know who it is Prompt Assistant over here on the left on my sidebar. The red one is the Prompt Assistant you guys have, and now it's been upgraded as well. It says GPT Model 5. The black one's my kind of my test one, but I can go into incognito, and that they set me up with that one. But this is the one you guys will get, is the red one. When everybody logs in and uses the bit.ly link, they get that, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. So you get the toolboxes. You get Pipeline Commander, monitor your deal stages from inbound lead to closing, the visibility of your operations in real time. You get into Task Sync, Unified Action Management. So all your deadlines, follow-ups, and accountability tracking. And then, of course, you can eventually, you can, in tools and all that in deal flow, you can actually connect to ClearPath. And then we can, all of our people there can actually end up working with you on as a transaction coordination. And all that stuff. So it's pretty cool, but it does a lot of cool stuff for you. Task Sync, getting doc flow, document generation, sharing, and digital signing integrated with the workflows. So that's been put in now. So there'll be doc flow, so you can actually manage all your docs, put them in your vault, put them in your in your Dropbox, and it helps you. I've got over 2,800 files and about 300 folders in Dropbox. It actually tells you how to organize it. It helps you. It'll walk me through it in about 10 minutes. I can put like 10 items in there. It gives me the structure. It goes, save it here, then come back, save it, put the link in here. It actually walks you through it. It's hard to explain it, but it does a really good job. Like I said, there's no way I could have ever put that many folders together in the time that I did. And literally, it's awesome that way. It helps you manage all your flow, like a CRM. You use Dropbox and use Google Form and all that, and Sheets. And eventually that becomes manual because you go to Airtable and you get an Airtable, account, and it's all automated at that point. It's awesome. And I'm still adding Airtable for the company. I just got to figure out how to do it. Let's see. Then you got your comms link, secure messaging, deal room collaboration between operators, lenders, and agents. This has been put in place now. I'll be distributing this over the weekend so everybody can get on the comms. That way, it's that messaging system we talked about a few months ago. So everybody will be able to start messaging each other that's in the system. You won't be able to message anybody that's outside the system, but everybody that's in the system, you'll be able to message and send deals to each other and stuff back and forth. All secure. Don't have to worry about it getting stuck somewhere in someone's Gmail or getting hacked somewhere. Market metrics, real-time analytics, dashboards, KPIs, heat maps, and deal velocity data. So track what matters, ignore the noise. You go out there and find out what's going on in Dallas, Denver, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, you name it. We got 7 people in Michigan, with all James and Brandon and all their people. Command console, the cockpit core interface, control, navigation, status of every component, where visibility, velocity, and victory intersect. So let's dive into Cockpit, Vault, and Capital Passport. So if anybody has any questions, feel free. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't let people talk while I'm presenting. So if you need that, let me know, and I'll try to get you on. So your cockpit, like I said, like I said, it's a little slow tonight because I've got to actually get a fresh chat. Then you save it. For those of you that have much experience, there's a memory thing in there. It'll tell you when you're out of memory. Then it gives you the thing to click on. You go to your memory. First couple of times you do it, go through, be selective. Just because you get nervous, we don't want to lose. In the end, after about 3 times, you don't lose anything. So you can wipe out the entire memory. It actually remembers stuff. I mean, it remembers a lot of stuff I did before October 11th. So it is actually everything's there. It's just that I have to go in there, and I've had to go and put a lot of the PDFs and stuff back in that it generated. And then it goes, oh, I remember that. So think about it. It actually remembers stuff that I thought I lost. Because Saturday between about 8:30 my time and about noon, I was not in a good place. I thought I lost a lot of stuff. Actually, we didn't lose anything. So it's pretty cool that way. So the cockpit is your command and control. So, the user's operational command center. So it's one screen that brings data, deals, and people together. And I'll send out the replay later if anybody wants to go read this on their own time, because I know the writing's small. Everything runs through buy boxes, your markets, your fit scores, your agents, your tasks, your vault sync. And it's cool now because it's not like like I said, you can customize your cockpit. You can tell it, what tools you want on there. And if you're doing a lot of stuff, you could have 4 tools, or you could have 20 tools, and they just look like little boxes or links. I'll put a picture up in the Facebook group so everybody kind of sees what it kind of looks like, but it's not going to be exactly. Just kind of picture it. Like I kind of compared it to like the difference between a SpaceX Dragon. You guys ever see when the space or the Blue Origin that Bezos sends up for celebrities? You guys ever look in their cockpits? They're all touchscreen and all that stuff now. Where the old cockpits of airplanes used to be. You've seen the 747s and stuff. They all got all the switches, gauges, dials, pedals, all that stuff. It's going to be awesome. It's very high tech. So you have everything, and then you customize. You tell it how you want it to set up. It's going to set up, and then you've got everything rapid fire, and you got your markets as well. So you can make it as minimalistic as you want, or as busy as you want. Nobody, I don't. If we had 1,000 people in the group, I don't think we'd have 1,000. We'd have maybe 5 people that would probably have the same. It would just be by choice and luck that anybody would have the same exact setup. Everybody gets to customize the setup. You own it. It's yours. It's not mine. I'm not renting it to you. It's not a subscription. You own it. You can do it what you want, how you want to do it. You can change it on the fly. You don't have to worry about waiting for a vendor or anybody to make changes for you. You don't have to email support. You can do it all yourself. There is a support at openai.com. They get back to you right away on any issue. And probably because they probably also use AI, but they get back to you pretty quick and they're pretty thorough. They're working on restoring about 30 chats of mine, and some of these chats have a few hours involved with them. So, but the good thing, like I said, we didn't lose anything. It's awesome. And I think that's what I'm calling the 2.0. It's really an upgrade. I'm looking as an upgraded update. So you guys get into this, you got your KPIs, your deals in pipeline, your fit score matches, your market velocity. You get your module docking, add or remove tool panels, your market map or your deal analyzer. You can add or subtract those anytime you want. Vault status widget displays autosave, timestamp, and version restore options. Capital Passport quick access, open lender network or active matches instantly. So, and then as you start doing deals with Capital Passport, it will save the lenders and stuff you're working with. If those lenders, if you're doing one thing and those lenders are really good at it, like you get Lone Star that does flips in Texas and a few other states, I think they're in 14 states, you can just rinse and repeat with the same lenders and it could just keep lining up with the same lenders. Or you can start branching out. Now, Lone Star doesn't do rental properties, or let's say Kogo does single family, but you want to do a small multifamily, maybe an 8-plex. They won't do it. Well, you can then go and get the matches on lenders that will. And we still need to add accredited investors. And I think through a lot of the people that I think Michael's going to be talking to as we do ClearPath and stuff, he'll talk to a lot of the credit sponsors, those things that you've heard us talk about, credit sponsors, and having a lot of other, GAP and EMD and transactional and double close. We'll be able to get a lot of those people also into RCIC at some point, because a lot of them will start seeing it's a total safe space. It will become almost an exclusive community and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool that way. Mission log, timeline of every user action. So you have a time log. Everything has a timestamp. You can go in and ask for everything you've done on that deal, and it'll timestamp it. It's going to be really good because we're going to use it for ClearPath to having all the timestamps and all the stuff on the workflow. Analogy. So think of it like a SpaceX capsule dashboard, minimal clutter. Everything you need is within reach there. Zero dependency on outside systems. And so the tagline, your cockpit isn't software, it's mission control. Even the vault. So everybody's talking about the vault. So you guys want to build your cockpit, then you want the vault, you can build them at the same time now. Because like I said, right after you get your buy boxes, your markets, you get your tools going, agents deployed, you're going to need somewhere to put all the information. You got your cockpit to run everything. Now you got your vault to store everything. Encrypted personal data vault that automatically saves everything inside RCIC. Built into the cockpit during setup, no separate login, no third-party servers. It's all yours. Autosync, every action, deal note, FitScore, task stored automatically. Your versioning roll back to any prior state in one click. Private workspace, only the operator has access. Even admin can't see content. Like I said, I can't see anything that's in your workspace. Restore on logon. When you log in, your cockpit rebuilds itself instantly. So if you're a black box recorder, It's your black box recorder, just like on an airplane. Proof of flight, record of mission, insurance against data loss. Like I said, mine, I was thinking we had data loss. I don't have it. It's just, I just had to, they just had to reprogram it and give it to me in a different way in the business format. So what happens in RCIC stays in your vault. It's like that whole Las Vegas line. Capital Passport, access and verification. Your official RCIC identification and clearance credential used to access lenders, capital partners, secure the FitScore engine. Operator identity confirms your verified role of deal history. FitScore links deals with pre-vetted lenders in real time. It's real time. Access credential unlocks closed lender network channels. Reputation lender builds operator credibility. Like a passport and credit profile merged, identity plus access in one. So it's your capital passport that proof you belong inside the deal flow. So how they work together, Cockpit is where you operate. Vault keeps your history, your IP, and your intellectual property, and your continuity safe. Capital Passport proves who you are and connects you to capital. So together they make RCIC self-contained, sovereign, and unstoppable. So I'm going to just have this do as a PDF. I can post in the Facebook group. So it's pretty serious. I mean, this has been, I don't know, there's nothing in here that everything exceeds my expectations. Although, outside of a couple hours on Saturday when I thought I lost a lot of stuff, but it's all there. It's just something that I just had to, put back into PDFs and stuff. Anybody got any questions? Because I can actually get out of this and we can talk live or. So let me try to unmute anybody. Sometimes let's say everybody unmute. Anybody got questions? I'm trying to let everybody unmute. So I got the PDF and I'll put that in the Facebook group if anybody wants it. Like I said, we'll also do the replay tonight. I'm trying to think of anything else we can go over. Let's just go ahead and get out of this. We can come back to it if we want. Just like we can have a conversation. So anybody got any questions or any, and like I said, if you guys, hey Jesse, what's up? What's your question?
Hey. So how do I get my side to activate RCIC?
With what? I forget.
So what I can see over here on my ChatGPT 5, does it have RCIC on it already?
It will if I got to go in because ours is probably different because you're on the company, you're on the billing account. So I need to ask it how somebody who's on my workspace gets access to it. I got to check on that because if you're like anybody else is on it, like just if you had your own, you would just use the bit.ly from the step 2, and that would actually give you that prompt bar, that red prompt bar.
Yeah.
So I'll have to ask it how you access the actual RCIC part because people can do all the real estate stuff. They just don't get all the stuff that we've worked on. So I'll have to ask it how I can do that. Maybe I can do it right now. Let me see real quick because that's how everybody wants to. Let me show it to everybody who probably hasn't seen it yet. So this is the RCIC prompt assistant. As you guys say now, it says GPT-5. I originally built this in GPT-4, Model 4, before 5 even came out. I mean, it was on a Wednesday. I asked it, hey, when's 5 coming out? And said it's not coming out for a while. Then I saw Sam Altman, the chairman of OpenAI, the very next day. Oh, GPT-5 is coming out this weekend, Model 5. So I went back. I actually copied and pasted and entered it right here and said, hey, Sam just said it's coming out this weekend. It goes, oh, you'll probably get it. It's rolling out. I literally had it that Saturday morning, just to let you guys know. So that's why a lot of people were getting this, hey, recommend that in GPT-4. So this is what everybody gets. And then this is where RCIC lives, is the RCIC prompt assistant. So you got like start here, you got the activate, embed my buy boxes. So it's Jesse's asking, guys, is that since Jesse, and it'll affect everybody, ClearPath on the company account. I know Cindy, you have your own, but is that he's on the workspace account, my workspace, because obviously it's on the business account. So real quick, let me ask it a question. If someone is on my workspace account as a user, how do they then get access to RCIC and everything inside? So let me ask it, and then I'll probably have to save it as a PDF and send it to you, Jared, Jesse, and then I'll probably have to send one to Michael, Lisa, and Cindy as well. So I'm asking it because I sent it to that account, that email you set up. So if you ever want to suggest, if you're ever going to do like your own account in there and not let like the company one, you'll have to use a different email.
Okay.
Just to let you guys know, it's coming up with the answer. Because right now you're probably not. I mean, you got invitation. You're probably inside of it. You have logged in with that though, because it sent that invitation link to you.
Yeah, I'm logged in. I logged in. I can even do it from my phone.
Okay, that's awesome. So let me say that. Okay. You're logged in with the invitation provided. Just want to verify.
Hey, Nate, Sean.
Yeah,
Hey, pretty straightforward. I guess some of my questions would be in that ChatGPT 5, is there a built-in CRM that you've created? Is there
no,
I
you
use
can
Monday.
build your own CRM. I mean, it doesn't really have a CRM. It does keep, like I was saying, it's all your data is secure and safe, and you can build it. You could attach it. You could attach like Go High Level things like that. You through the links. It doesn't have a connection to it, but you can actually build your own and ask it. I'll ask it right after I check on this
Yeah,
This
because
is
I'd like to be able to track, because I've created CRM systems for my companies, previous company.
yeah.
And it was a very effective
I
tool
mean, this whole
for
thing is
being
like a
able to
CRM.
communicate
It's just
back
hard
and
to
forth.
explain it because this whole thing is in reality a CRM that does everything. It has all the calculators, all the documents and everything. So it's like,
Excellent.
so to per se, it doesn't. I don't. It's mentioned CRM. I've talked to it about it, like how to people can store all their data. It's all safe and secure, just like you. It's probably more safe and secure than anything you would buy, like a CRM. Like when we had, what do we have that with PMA? Remember what did Tammy build at one time? I'm trying to remember.
I
Was it
can't remember.
Podium?
But
Podium.
yeah, Podium, that was right. But you know, I don't want to pay for more subscriptions than I have to.
Well,
So
no, you can do a CRM.
ChatGPT 5, if
Let me
that's
get to Jesse's question real quick, since he's,
yeah, groovy.
and then like I said, we'll go right to that as the next question. So verification, and Jesse, I'll have to do a PDF. So it's giving you your checklist for is a confirm workspace seat. So make sure you show as an active user in the OpenAI workspace. I can check that when we're done. If you join through your invitation link, you should appear as your team members list. And this confirms he has a valid workspace seat. And so yes, you can access RCIC environment and prompts. If no, resend the invite for the workspace admin. Well, if you're working in it already from that link, you should be good. We'll check it.
Yeah.
Or open it and confirm it. Use these two prompts here. Go and put like the start here in
Where?
yours. And
And new chat.
Yeah.
All right. So I go to new chat.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. Let me see if it says on these. Because there it says you right there. So you're right there, Jesse. So you should be good.
All right.
But yeah, let me go back to that. You should be good. I just don't know why. It should say you should be allowed.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a screen share with you later.
Yeah, we can do that. Because make sure. Yeah, you just gotta be able to see this. Yeah, let me go ahead and do a PDF. PDF. Oh. Yes. Okay, we'll do a PDF and then I'll have that, or then I'll ask Sean's question. So that'll take a second. And keep in mind, guys, if you haven't been on it and you don't see it, like you, Sean, and Jesse, don't know, you're using it for the first time. Jared, if you get on it, and I know Cindy not, if you guys get on it, it does still have some issues with padding when it gets a visual. And padding just means that it's like a margin issue. Sometimes it'll cut off. Sometimes it'll be typos. You can have it read, sometimes you can just have it regenerate. Sometimes I actually save it. There's always like a click, a button on the actual image to download it. I'm trying not to download images during these Zooms anymore because is time consuming sometimes. So you can always have it to regenerate, or you can save it, then add the visual back and ask it to fix what's wrong. Sometimes when you say it, it knows it right away. Where there's a typo, like about once a day, what you guys see as much as I generate, about once a day I have to give up on one, but I'll try to come up with something else. It does a really good job though. You guys see all my visuals that I make. It's pretty sweet. It does charts. It does a lot of cool stuff. So you're all good on that PDF. Yes. Let's see if it makes this. And then let's talk CRM for users.
Hey, Nate, I have a question then after you answer Sean's.
Yeah.
Am I missing something? Because I don't see, or where do I find like the vault or the capital passport? Or I mean, I don't like see any of that.
Well, so did you, when you got the Bitly link, did you end up getting that red? I mean, I'll pull it up again after it's done.
I have the RCIC prompt assistant.
Because you have, and I don't know exactly what stuff, because you embed, build your buy boxes, do your markets, get your tools and your agents deployed, and then you can ask it. Well, you have to kind of ask it. It doesn't actually just come up and say, "Hey, here's your next step." You kind of have to follow on that PDF. I haven't figured out how to get it to actually show up and remind people, so I tell people just follow the PDF, the 9-step one. And I don't know why. Maybe we have to do a one-on-one session. If you're getting, and I'm going to tell anybody, including Cindy, if you guys run into any kind of issue, just do this whole, right click, copy and paste. Obviously use a mouse. Do that and then send me in Messenger exactly what's wrong.
I mean, I've like set up my buy box and I've done things.
No, you should ask it. That's kind of what we're trying to go over right now is the vaults and the cockpits and the capital passport, because you're supposed to get to that point. A lot of people are at that point where they need to, the vault, and you're supposed to build it. Now there is a vault within the system, and then I've told people, if you got Dropbox or even like the Google Forms, kind of like what I try to set up as the backup for ClearPath, you can connect a Dropbox to it. You can give it the Dropbox, your Dropbox address, open it, and it actually can put like the hard documents, the text. It'll even create like text files and things. It can create PDFs and all that stuff for you to put in a Dropbox to use it as like a vault. As far as like the vault in the cockpit, the vault is now a step in the program, because a lot of people, we were talking about the vault. Now I'm actually built it in the 9-step process where it actually will, let me do this real quick while I'm talking about the CRM. I'll get because I'll tell it, we have people right now that want to build vaults in CRM and the because the capital passport only shows up once your deal has gone through like overnight deal engine, or it's gone through all the tools. It's fully analyzed, because that way when it
I sent something to overnight deal engine last night and I've not seen anything. I don't even know where to look. Is this supposed
to ask for it? I'm sorry about I'm trying to explain it. Willie, are you on? Let me ask, because Willie put 50 deals in it. Willie's put 50 in, so I'm trying to remember, since he's actually gone through the process. Keep in mind, I don't actually see I do now, because I can use our ClearPath one to go in and look as a user. So let's see if Willie's on there. You just really ask for the overnight deal engine, your deal, and you ask for, and it should actually tell you it, and you should be able to get a PDF, like a readout. But we'll fix that. No matter what's wrong with it, we'll fix it. Because I know some people have a lot of success. One of our people put 988 deals in it. Don't do that. It actually.
No, it was one. So
No. I'm just joking because somebody actually did put 988 in. And I was like, and she comes in, oh, it said I can't do that. I'm like, no shit. like I'm happy if people try to break it. And I'm happy with the group, like with all the associates and people that have been in the group, and having somebody from off the street come in and buy it, and you're like, oh, it looks like you can't do that. Well, it can. So I'm happy that people in the group are trying to break, if somebody breaks it, we can fix it.
yeah,
I like that idea. It's kind of like beta testing. Does this work? Because I haven't found the most efficient way. I'm never going to be satisfied. Is it 5 years from now? This updates and upgrades every user, every
Yeah.
interest. It's getting better. But I know some people are asking about like those kind of questions. So I'll ask it about real quick. I'll ask it that after Sean's at CRM.
thank you.
Let me give me a second real quick. Okay. So you can do an external CRM. Airtable has a free option for anybody, not just Sean. Airtable.com. You can build, it's like 30 minutes. RCIC native CRM module. Let's do that. Let's add an RCIC native CRM to the vault, and let's help them build it. I mean, a lot of stuff people get pretty creative. I mean, like I said, people own it. People can do whatever they want inside of it once it's done. People are asking about like Zoho and all these different things, and I'm like, the thing is, I'm just not going to get into like me building a lot of stuff for different people just because it's time consuming. Like if people want to go in there and try to do it, because if something screws up, I haven't seen anybody screw it up yet where people can't access it. I just give them a different PDF. I don't know how it works on OpenAI's end with having an email that everything goes through your email that you register through OpenAI with. I don't know that end. Like I said, I don't control, because people are like, oh yeah, people have a subscription. Well, the other thing is OpenAI is going to have a $500 billion valuation. It's going to be here forever. Stargate is going to be worth 15 to 20 trillion dollars by 2032 area. So it's always going to be here. That's why I like working with OpenAI, and they've been awesome. I mean, like I said, I sent a support that I would hope that they would tell people in the future when they're upgrading from personal to business, so they have some way to make sure that people's data transfers. Because like I said, but everything else, it's responding to me like now after a few days of just kind of manually me putting all the PDFs that I have. Like I said, to my knowledge, nobody has lost any functionality. And I have a lot of people that are like power users that would be messaging me right away saying, hey, there's a glitch or something. I always tell people, guys, if there's a glitch out there, there's something that you're getting stuck on, the best thing, like I said, is just screenshot it and send it to me, and I'll do it right away between 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 p.m. at night. I try, that's the best time to get a hold of me. If you got a real emergency, let me know. But so the RCIC native CRM, the Vault Contacts Command, a secure, fully integrated relationship management system built directly into each user's vault. It would track investors, lenders, agents, buyers, and sellers with deal contacts automatically attached. So basically, inside each user's vault has a built-in module, access points from the cockpit. So, like I said, it's kind of reading like it's already there, and I wouldn't doubt it because we've talked about a lot of stuff inside of it. And I apologize for the size of the fonts and the text. So I can't really go and change that right now because I'd start jacking my computer screen around. But like I said, what do they got to do? What does someone with RCIC need to do right now to build their vault? Cockpit and CRM. Not using any external sources. Like I said, I can whatever it comes up with, then like I said, I'll get the PDF and I'll send it to everybody. I know people sometimes don't like me reading, and I haven't found a better way to do this. I mean, it's awesome. Like I said, anybody that hasn't, that hasn't been on it, that hasn't, that kind of doesn't know the history. I mean, Jesse and Moy are probably going to on right now that can tell you over the last year. I was talking about building an ecosystem, and it was going to be like, it was probably going to be 2 or 3 static websites put together that were going to be able to have everything. And I basically, when started using the paid subscription in February, March, and then I upgraded and built this by accident. Literally, like I was going to hand it to a couple of people on Fiverr to build for me, like Zishan and a few other people. It was going to take Zishan and a couple of people to do all the back end stuff. And it basically ended up building everything because it was only going to be static. Here, it's never going to be done. 5 years from now, RCIC will not be built. This is being built in progress, constantly upgrading and updating. It's always going to get better. We can fix anything. That's the beauty. You can fix it. There's a glitch. Sometimes you can fix it on your own. That's the beauty of what I like about this. So you don't need Zapier, CRM spreadsheets, or vendor subscriptions to run RCIC. So everything can be built internally because RCIC is designed as a closed loop system. The cockpit is the front end, the vault is the database, and the CRM is the relationship layer. So here's exactly what an RCIC operator should do right now to stand up their complete environment from inside RCIC. No external tools, no third-party dependencies. So obviously you guys have done everybody here has done the activation. I think the one person probably is Jerry, but I'll send you the PDF, Jerry, tonight when we're off, so you have it. And then anybody else need so everybody will start obviously with activation, get to start here. Then you guys will get to build the cockpit. So you guys want to go in and put, use this prompt in your own. Like I said, I'll do a PDF. This is actually in the, we'll make we'll redo, because we're always in progress, right? So expect to see revised PDFs, of onboarding, because there's going to be changes like this. This is how the system works. So you put in the build, underscore cockpit, copy code. And then you basically choose layout. Do you want a standard, a default, or do you want a tier 1, a full command? And, like I said, I started calling this tier 1. Everybody knows my, military background, but I was, and the tier 1 guys are like Delta Force and SEAL Team 6 and those guys. So we started joking, playing around like everybody on our levels, kind of because you guys have so much and you have it all in one place. So it's like you're a tier 1 operator. And it's kind of cool if you guys know Rob O'Neill. He's the Navy SEAL that shot Bin Laden. He wrote a book called The Operator, and he said he considers anybody to be an operator who's really good at their craft, no matter what it is, even in the civilian world. So you guys are like real estate investing operators. I mean, you're at the top level. Even if you're just starting, because you have resources that no one else has. You don't have to go out and pay for vendors. Sean, most of these people are paying. A lot of people in real estate these days are paying $4.99, $3.99 a month to like PropStream and Investor Lift, and they get like, here's a deal, $5,000, you get to a year. Guess what? $3.99 right now. We are going to raise the price, but $3.99 is what's gotten everybody in, and you get this for life. Everybody that's in right now has it for life. Everybody that's on this call right now. But everybody else has it. You own it. You don't have a subscription. You don't have to ever worry about it. You can keep building it, and you can take it your own way. You can use over here. You can explore. You can make your own. There's a thing over here. You can actually make your own GPT. So you can actually take everything. Everybody has a free license from us, from Jesse and Paul and I, to actually take all the resources in here and make your own inside of it. And then you access everything. So you build your whole company and your whole GPT off of this. And you've got everything that I've done. And then everything that the group has done. Because keep in mind, nobody outside of RCIC can train on RCIC, but everybody inside of it gets the benefit of everybody else's work. You just can't see their work. So
I like that, Nate. Sean, sorry. I like that, Nate, because not only is it an instrument for education, as far as like, I've got a deal in Dallas, Texas, hotel or whatever it be, right? And the step through process of that is it fix and flip? Is it buy and hold? Or, rent rolls and all of those. All that information becomes an educational tool.
Well, the beauty of it, so we had a problem. I just do this when I was in July and August. when I was starting to really, this thing's coming together and I'm like really happy because I'm like, holy crap, this is exceeding my expectations. I was just grabbing deals in Facebook groups to test them. Just, I don't even know the wholesalers, never even talked to them. I just copy and paste, get the few pictures, put them in here. And Jesse and Lee were probably on a couple of them where I did that. I basically, one house I was able to find in Texas, it was in the Houston area by NASA. And I was able to actually get it down to the neighborhood because there was a water tower, just like there is everywhere in Texas. And there was a community pool. So the water tower is to the south of the property. The community center, a pool, and a picnic pavilion to the north. The house in the middle had an arrow on it. There's a few aerial pictures. One of the aerial pictures had the actual house and had a kidney-shaped pool of its own. So I was able to, in less than 5 minutes, actually determine which property that was, and then go get the information from that county that the wholesaler did not want to put on their Facebook page. So think about that. You
That's
see,
it.
you can go in there and you
That's
can, yeah,
sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
yeah.
So that brings up an interesting question. So in my last position, let's say I was on Facebook and I was joining groups. And at the time I was
Yes.
Same company, but we got into the transport, small box, van, and acting as a dispatcher. And so I went in on, Facebook, I went on LinkedIn, and I joined a bunch of groups that were in that realm. When I was looking for governmental support from Alabama or Oklahoma, I joined groups so I could be connected to those conversations. So if anybody has any recommendations for me from a marketing standpoint, I'd be very interested. I'll join those groups. I'm very proactive in conversation and understanding and the marketing and the supplemental verbiage, right, Nate?
Yeah.
Or the how you interact. And so I created a very large database of clientele in that market, in those markets. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, if anybody has any
Well,
recommendations for
let me
social
finish.
marketing, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, Sean's really good at that stuff, people. Let me get back to this real quick. Marjorie, hey, welcome. I just saw you come on. So yeah, and I just saved that PDF, so I'll put that PDF and I'll put the other two PDFs in Facebook in the files tab. And then if anybody, make sure that all you guys get it so you can read this process. So setting up your own like CRM and FitScore. So you selected your layout. What layout do you want? I mean, I don't know what it looks like yet. We just built this live here right now tonight. So like I said, I haven't seen what it looks like. So you and the step with your command console visible, then you initiate your vault. So like I said, it's all in the PDF. So in your cockpit, you'll see a panel labeled vault status. It'll show vault not initialized, then type. So it's going to show all this in the PDF. So if I talk too fast, don't worry about it. Just use the PDF. Create your encrypted personal vault, link it automatically to your cockpit in your CRM, which it just showed you how to set up. Confirm it with your vault active autosave. And you got to activate your CRM, your contacts command, and it has your enable CRM. And you'll see tabs for lenders, agents, buyers, sellers, partners. You can, like I said, it'll all be there. So you just got to follow these prompts. Anytime you guys also see these boxes, you can use copy code on your own. On your own RCIC, you can just push copy code, put it right here and ask anything and it loads it. It'll do it for you. So if you ever see those items, it just tell you to put it in there. So you get through there, add your contacts, then you can enter. And then here you guys, you can sit there and you can add all your contacts like a CRM. You can put in your name, their role, the status, the notes. And then you can go into, you enter your auto link to any. So you just built your CRM and all your vault. And now you got Connect Capital Passport. So there you go, Cindy, you got your vault and now you connect your Capital Passport. So once your first deal or FitScore is active, so you have to have a deal, but to get the reason I safeguarded and I've got a manual if anybody wants the databases. I'm not going to give them to anybody that's not in the associates group. That's not so so the associates group is everybody that's on here is in that. So just to protect you guys, because there's a huge investment. And I think probably Sean and Sean and Jesse have both been around since we made that. I think we paid like $7,000 for one database back in 2019. And it's curated. The family offices and hedge fund databases came from, a company that basically manages, they'd set up, they're the ones who set up all the meetings for the family offices and hedge funds or people. And they train the family offices and hedge funds how to be one. So that's where we got a lot of these systems. So we made sure that nobody can just pull up the database and get all the lenders and stuff that way. So it all has a FitScore, so it matches your deals. Like I said, if anybody wants, lender list or something like that, let me know and I'll just give you the manual. And I've got it on my desktop. I could just send it to you and you got like 800, 900 lenders or money lenders. So there's databases out there, so you don't have to worry about it as much.
Cindy just put in the chat something very impressive. And I thank you, Cindy, for that. That was very comprehensive and easy to copy and paste. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Let me get to it real quick. Oh yeah. Yeah, I put that in there. Yeah, I know some people have these apps. I like to sometimes. The only time I've ever
I didn't put that in there. That's just Read AI.
Oh yeah. No, I'm cool. I just kind of close. I'm trying to get through this real quick. Because sometimes, like for those who weren't around in the days of about 4 or 5 years ago, and Jesse and Sean can attest, we used to go into some pretty good rabbit holes where we had to turn the video off.
Yeah. Hey, so Cindy, yeah, that but it gives the outline. So that's basically what the CRM system would be asking anyways.
Yeah, no, and you'll be able to build it and you can build it your way. You don't have to build it my way. There's nothing in here because like I said, we just did this. You guys can take this PDF tonight and go and make it your own. I literally, a lot of the users are going to be better at it than I will. I'm better at the build because I'm doing it all the time. You guys are going to be masters of your own system. I mean, it's yours. You own it. It's yours. You don't have to, don't ask me for permission to take it a different direction. And like I know, Sean, you do a lot of other stuff besides real estate. If you have yours, you can do whatever you want with it, add any of the verticals you like, the stuff you're into besides real estate. But just in the main system, we're just going to stick to real estate. Other than home base, and we'll talk about home base sometime over the next week or two because I'm working on that on Sunday. Everybody knows Sunday's the day I work on home base. I pretty much don't work on any real estate stuff. It's 1 day a week, and you guys will benefit from it because there's a lot of cool stuff there. So our create, everything you need is already inside RCIC. The only login you ever need is your embed ID. And your embed ID is your email, whatever email you're using to log in. It has an ID. It knows you. That's how it knows you. And like I said, I can go and ask it who's in it, who's using it. I can't see nothing that you do. So I've got that sequence. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and stop share because I think we run a little bit longer. So just so
one more question for you, Nate. Sorry to interrupt you. So I created my email that you sent to me. So I created that email account. Can we test those back and forth to make sure that it's working? Because I posted it on Facebook to make sure.
We can do that tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
And then I'll, we can get with, Justin and Paul and all that stuff. Kind of getting the band back together. Surprised Ari's not on. Hey, 941, is that Michael or Lisa?
That is me. She's asleep. You know how that goes. It's too late for her. She's old.
Hey, what's going on, dude? Cindy's on.
Not much.
You're on. I'm on. I got 3/4 of it. Jesse's on and all that stuff. So yeah, cool. Hey, Marjorie. So we got everything rocking and rolling. I'll be in touch with you about all the stuff we gotta, so we can get all the ClearPath stuff going. But hey guys, also Sean's got a pretty good background. He did mortgage the mortgage-backed securities for Key Bank back in the day. You know, that's a pretty, I remember when you used to do that. So that's a pretty interesting job for a bank.
Yeah,
So,
and then when I moved into mortgage banking, backed by Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and uh, the others, the other one I can't remember what it is, Freddie Mae or something. You know, moved into commercial. That realm of lending was interesting. This is 2011. So I do have some history in mortgage and commercial, but truthfully, Nate, I'm a little green at this point because a lot has changed since I was there at the front gates.
I'm just telling you what your background is before we went into all the stuff we did before. I'm just giving everybody kind of just a heads up. So, because people will probably, I know some people have probably heard about you, that we've talked about, you know, Jesse and I talked about you a few times, probably back up in RE and stuff. So I just want to give everybody a heads up. Anything, hey, Darren, what's going on? I saw you, man. How are you? I just saw Darren come on. I can unmute you, or you know, if you want. Anybody else got any questions on this? I'm gonna post those PDFs in the Facebook group if you want them. Like I said, I'm gonna do the replay. So it takes me. We've been on a little over an hour. Usually it's about half to process the Zoom. It takes about half. If we're on for an hour, it takes about 30 minutes to process it. And then I put it on YouTube. On these Thursday nights, the associates ones, I do not put them out publicly. So it'll be on Facebook and an unlisted group. I do post it in the group, in the Facebook group, so everybody can see the replay, because we have 188, you know, people, and then mine, and then 185 plus Jesse and Paul and I. So, and you guys will probably meet Paul at some point. He's kind of my CFO. Sean can tell you all about Paul. Paul's awesome, but he'll be the CFO and all that stuff. He'll be running a lot of the stuff for me on our RCIC side. Like I said, we'll talk more about home base. I've only touched base on it with everybody. Kind of, you know, there's going to be 3,500 prompts and tools. It's consumer and business, but keep in mind, we're going to pay you guys. We're going to pay out a revenue share on it, and I'm going to be putting it out like $25 the first month, like $10 a month, and that's like, it basically takes place of like Carfax and Craigslist and Carvana and hotels.com and StubHub. It's basically all the plot, you know, there's all kinds of sections. There's a whole section on healthcare. There's a whole section on automotive, buying a car, renting a car, fixing a car, everything. So keep in mind, you can think about a pretty wide range of things with, you know, 35 different 100 prompt sections. So I'll go over more on that in the next couple of weeks. Some of you have heard about it. You'll see me post it. We're going to pay out 33% of, so 1/3 of the off the top, and anybody, you guys all have access to it. Real estate investors, because you guys have a little bit more buy-in, and you guys are all in already, so don't worry about it. But you guys, for them, they can't access your tools and resources, but you'll be able to access everything. Your tools, like I said, go up to $699. Those tools in Homebase start at $700 and go through like roughly $3,500. So look at Craigslist and have like a secure version of Craigslist. Hey, find me a plumber in Ocala, Florida, put in the county and the zip code that does drains. Show me their licensing and their references and their complaints. They'll pull that up, or show me, put in a VIN number. Show me what's, you know, the history on this vehicle. Show me, you know, find me concert tickets on, you know, instead of StubHub. I'm not going to go in too much longer because we've been going a while, but I just want to give you guys a heads up when you guys see me post about Homebase. Think about when we build this, you guys will be getting a cut. We don't know what the cutoff is. I don't want to go out to give everybody, here's your $5 or here's your $10. But at some point, if we can build that, because there are over 12 million paid users at $20 a month on GPT, and there's another 5 to 6 million in the business side, that's just going to keep growing. So think about that potential where we only probably need 1,000, 2,500 real estate investors tops. And you guys will have a very solid community that you can do deals with. But then you think about Homebase and you think about 100,000, 250,000 people, you know, paying $10 a month or whatever to access all that stuff. So just to give you guys a heads up when you guys see me posting the Homebase stuff. And I only work on Homebase on Sundays. that's the day I kind of take off on the real estate side, just to kind of work on that. So, but you guys are a benefit of that. And I'll be connecting. There is a connection now, but I'm going to be reinstalling that connection on Sunday. I'll give you guys the activation and how to access all that. But you can do all kinds of stuff. You can find a doctor, find a pharmacy, find a dentist, anything. It's incredible. And I came up with that because we need some revenue for the company besides, so it's pretty cool. So we're gonna give everybody 30, we'll take 33% off the top. So if you're bringing 100,000 a month, we'll be paying out 33,000 to probably 200 people or so. That's a pretty good deal. So I just got anybody got any questions? Otherwise, like I said, I'll post those PDFs tonight. Jesse, I'll get with you and make sure you're all good on that access. And then, hey, Michael, you got to do that access too. I sent that invitation to our info, the clearpath2close.com. So you can go in.
Yes.
And I have the PDF that I'm giving Jesse so he can get on his with the RCIC side, and then you can get on the ClearPath side. So you have access to the big enchilada of AI. So if anybody
Amazing compensation plan there, Nate. That's very well formatted, and what you've done with AI is remarkable. I use AI for many things. Just rewrote my resume today. So what you've done here and these marketing plans and these compensations is really incredible. It was great to see you, Jesse. And I'll get back with you guys here after this meeting.
Cool.
If that's all right.
If anybody has questions, I'm going to go ahead and shut down for the night. And like I said, if anybody needs any one-on-one assistance, let me know. If you see a glitch, like I said, just screenshot and send it to me on Messenger and I'll troubleshoot it.
Good.
So I'm going to post those PDFs tonight. Give me about 30 to 45 minutes after we end, and I'll have those up in the Facebook group. And then that way you guys have those 3 PDFs. And then like I said, I'll see you guys. I'm sure I'll talk to everybody. Cindy, I'll get with you and Michael tomorrow on ClearPath.
Thanks, Nate. Appreciate you.
Okay, no problem.
Hey, Nate.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. I just wanted to, because I don't know, it's been a while since I've been on here. I've been taking care of my mother-in-law with Alzheimer's for the last, few months, and it's getting worse. But anyway, it's nice to be back and be involved. And I wanted to let everybody know a number for me if you guys need to contact me directly. You guys can. I'll give you the number if you guys want to take it down. And I will let you guys know right now that the options are in place. We are strongly looking for more subject to right now. So if anybody wants to discuss that, or you've got something in the pipeline that you need to get closed, I'm looking at about a 3-week turnaround. My number is 941-290-3055, and I respond quickly by email, and Cindy will tell you guys I respond quick by text and all that. So if I can't answer right away, I'll call you right back. But yeah, we're buying nationwide, so we're actually going to Tennessee to look at a package of 7 log cabins here at the end of the month, because Lisa came up with a bright idea of turning 53 years old. So I'm going there, but I will get with you guys. And like I said, if you guys have anything that needs to get closed, we're here for the TC, and we can help you guys with anything you guys need. So.
Yeah, and then he also answers the ClearPath phone, which is obviously on the clearpath2close.com as well. There's the phone numbers on there in the contact page. So you guys can get a hold of him there, or just hit me up and I can put you in touch with Michael. So yeah, guys, we got a lot of stuff going on. Let me process this Zoom so I can get all these PDFs to you guys. That way you guys can just jump in and get your cockpits built and all that stuff, and your vaults going. Because you guys need everybody's at that point, and then Jesse, you can verify that you should be all good. But yeah, just go look at that PDF that I sent you on that. I'm not gonna send that PDF to everyone, because that's just Jesse's. Other than, I think, Michael, you'll need it. You'll have to follow it as well. Just don't put just put your name in instead of Jesse's name, and you'll be good.
Oh yeah. I look better than him, so I'll make sure I don't put his name.
I don't know about that, but
Sorry,
okay.
Jesse.
All right, guys, I'll see you guys on the flip
No
side.
problem.
And
See ya.
we'll-
Good.
you
All
guys-
right.
Good night.
you guys-
Thank you.
Yeah.